Welcome to The Shift, the podcast that empowers you to make a change in your life and chase your dreams with passion and purpose. If you are tired of feeling stuck in a life that doesn't fulfill you, if you have big dreams and ambitions but struggle to turn them into reality, if you want to break free from self-doubt and limited beliefs, join us every week to listen to inspiring stories from regular people just like you, actionable insights, and the motivation you need to make the shift towards your own dreams. And please don't forget to share, subscribe, and leave us a review to help spread the message and inspire others.
Hey shifters, welcome back to another episode where we'll talk to a good friend of mine, Jimmy Thorpe. I met Jimmy in a deal room. It's a private Facebook real estate group, and then in person at his real estate mastermind event, and had the pleasure to get to know him and his wife Stephanie a lot better. Jimmy is one of the few real estate investors that I know that focuses on hospitality and development in the Caribbean market. And he's been working for the railroad W-2 job before and became the real estate investor. And to be honest, that's quite a shift because it's a 180-degree turn. We're going to go and dive into his story about how he did it, how he quit his W-2, and how he changed his mindset. Welcome, Jimmy. Welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate you having me, bud. And Stephanie's right here beside me. Let's say hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie. How's it going, Steph?
Appreciate you having me.
Nice to hear you again. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jimmy. So for those who don't know you, give us a little bit of a rundown of who you are, or what you did before.
So, a little rundown of our background. Do you want to talk about like our real estate journey, or just who we are as far as people?
Who you are as far as people, like what was your W-2 job like in the past,
okay.
and then we'll dive into the real estate.
I got you. Well, we did things a little different. We were successful young. At 30, 31 years old, we had about 60 employees. 5 different businesses that were real estate, development, builder, all that, the single family rentals. After a lot of growing pains, we decided to just sell everything we had, took a break, and then decided to get a job. So I went to work for the railroad in 2012. Been working there since, and developments on the side, real estate investing on the side. And now that our kids are older, we could have left our W-2 jobs already, but we're still hanging on there because our oldest son, he had cancer. So insurance-wise, we're still hanging on for insurance. So we haven't left quite yet, but when we close the resort in the Caribbean, then we're able to get a corporate insurance, and then we're able to leave the W-2 jobs. But for now, the responsible thing is to keep insurance for our son.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That must have been rough.
Oh yeah, it was, but yeah, we got through it. He's healthy, and he's 23 years old now. He's moving with us to the Caribbean. So what a 23-year-old wouldn't like to come to the Caribbean and wear swim trunks every day?
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad he's healthy. That's absolutely amazing. But so, yeah, absolutely. One thing you mentioned that you've been a real estate investor before your W-2 job. What sort of happened? What made you switch from being an investor to W-2?
We got
dive a little more deeper into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I sure will. kind of go back a little further. My dad was a contractor, so I grew up in the real estate world, and look, I'm a contractor also. And when Steph and I got married, I tried to get out of contracting and started welding. I was a welder for a few years, and then still on the side of welding, I was building decks and building the porches and kitchen remodels, and next thing you know, I'm back to building houses. So we it's in our blood. We can never leave it. It's always there. In 2007, we got in the bar and restaurant business. Owned that for several years. In 2011, we had over 65, 70 employees. Yeah, kids were small, and we were 33 years old. Way too young. We got way too big, way too fast, way too young. If I can go back, I would definitely change a lot of things, but we live and we learn, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
we could have retired in probably 2000.
Yeah, yeah. But that's amazing. You went from 0 employees to 70 employees way too fast. And some people wish they could have done this so fast. And now, and you are saying, hey, that was too fast. Like, did you not expect it? Did you not plan for it? Like, what sort of, how did you go like from 0 to 70 employees so fast?
Well, yeah. I think one thing is to thinking big. We always, thought if anybody else can do it, we can too. However, back then we didn't have the internet that we have today. You just basically what you were taught and what you see other people doing, you just try to replicate it. So we didn't have the resources that we have now. We don't have a mastermind group. Well, they might have had them, but I didn't know about them at the time. So from where we were, we started out just us, and then we'd hire a couple people here and there. In the construction business, I think we had, I don't know, off and on, over, probably 20 people, 20, 30 people at different times. And then the bar and restaurant business, I think you got to have so many employees there, bartenders, the cooks and wait staff. And we grew organically with really no research. It was just, hey, let's do it. Now that we're older and wiser, I mean, we've already done it. Now we're doing it, but we're doing it strategically instead of just jumping all in. You can't, the best teacher is in life, right? I mean, you get knocked down, you got to get back up. And we were in the 2011, our marriage was on the rocks. We'll be first to me. I mean, you look at us right now, you never guess that, but we had too much going on. So we decided to sell everything, get back to our roots, get W-2 jobs, and we had a house out in the country. So we moved back to the country. We bought 4-wheelers, and kids rode the dirt roads, and so here we are now.
That's quite a story. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really tell that you guys had a lot of times, because you look like a very happy couple. So,
well, we are now.
Yeah, it's
very happy. I mean, we're happier now I think we've ever been. But when you're young and you have all this money, in and out your hands, and you have employees and you have businesses, and you have little kids, and you have we didn't we didn't know which way to go. I mean, we were juggling, and that's not a way to be. And if I can help anybody in that aspect, if you're growing, you need to grow strategically, and don't just go all in with no plan.
Yeah. I think, like, sometimes I feel like I am lacking that, because if I want to learn something, I'm jumping in and I learn as I go. Even though, like, I get some knowledge a little bit, and then I like to jump in. But I hear your point, and I think it's a good one. And I feel like I need to step back sometimes and think about a little bit more of what that road may look like if I do jump in. So I think it's a great point that you are bringing. So thank you for that. And I think a lot of listeners that are listening to us right now take it to a consideration, right? Grow strategically. Don't jump in and try and without any plan. Don't jump in without at least some education. So get education, put your plan together, and then jump in. Right.
Absolutely. And I mean,
Cool. Yeah.
life can be a great education, but you can fall down real quick. So take it from us old guys that's been there, and I mean, now we still jump in, but we have the experience now to be able to jump in, versus back then we still jumped in and had no idea what we were doing. So we have the life experiences that should jump in, strategically grow, like we're doing now. I mean, we got pretty good traction now, and we're just inching along. We're not trying to buy the world right now. We're just trying to do strategically and grow without falling on your face.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a great point. Awesome. So let's go back for a second. So you sold everything. You moved. You bought a 4-wheeler, and you went to a house that you owned at the time. Sort of one of the reasons that you mentioned was to save marriage, right? To go back to your roots. I'm curious, what did you feel at that time after you sold everything? What was going through your mind? Like, could you share with us?
Oh, well, basically one thing was really just save our marriage and getting our family kind of close together. But it was a relief not to have that payroll every Friday, because they got to get paid whether you had the money or not. So that was a relief, but we still had to work on our marriage to get back to where we were and to become a family again, because we were always going separate ways, and it wasn't. My kids would tell you, we was always going somewhere, always working. So to answer your question, it did go through my head was to work on the marriage, and it was a relief not to have the headaches that we had going. And when I went to work for the railroad, it was so nice just to get that paycheck. I go to work, get a paycheck. Go to work, get a paycheck. But it's in my DNA to work for myself. I'm not a 9-to-5er, and Stephanie's not. I mean, we're a team. I mean, she, I've said it 100 times. I'm not Jimmy without Stephanie, and that's honestly what. And
That's incredible.
we made that decision. I mean, it was what we needed when we needed. We needed a break. we needed to work on us, and so it was just the right thing to do. It was just looking back. I mean, yeah, we can always do things differently, but that's lessons learned. And
Mm-hmm.
the other part of that, I'm not real religious and really don't believe in everything. Kind of fell into place because when I worked for the railroad, a year later, my son was diagnosed with cancer. So we ended up having to do our great insurance. Previous to that, we had insurance, but it was more emergency insurance than. So his cancer was working for the railroad. The great insurance was able to treat his cancer.
Yeah, that's actually. I mean, I have no words for it. It's like you made the decision to do something because of X, Y, and Z, and then your son who got cancer, and so it seems like every step that you took after you sold your business kind of led you to a point of making all the puzzle pieces come together, even though you guys had rough times during that time, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And you mentioned that you were happy to have a paycheck from your own businesses before, and then you had a paycheck and you were happy to have a paycheck. But it seemed like you probably, would you say you were more happy to work on things that you had to work versus just, having a paycheck? And was it paycheck just like a cherry on top, or it did play a huge role in your sort of life when you were trying to fix things?
Well, that's a double-edged. That's hard to answer that because we enjoy that. What dollar? I'll give you just the other day. We were riding through where we're riding down the road, and I asked her about her childhood, and she said that she rides by so many houses that we build, or jobs that we've done, or the restaurants that we own, bars, and she rides by and like, my dad built that. My dad built that. So we enjoy that part because the kids, they know what hard work is and what it takes to be successful. But on the other hand, you got your W-2 job at knockoff time. You turn it off. You don't have to. You think about it. So, but I can never just idle at that 9 to 5. I mean, we were always building houses on the side, developments on the side, remodels. We can never just be satisfied with 9 to 5. But there for a little while, it was nice just to turn it off and go home and not worry about anything. I'm actually envious of the people that can do that, and God bless them. It's not in my DNA.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fabulous. Love it. What was one of the limited beliefs that you had to conquer before you started opening your businesses? Did you have one?
Back then, we didn't have any limits and beliefs. I thought we could do anything. Well, we opened the bars or the restaurants, but we've been doing syndication for years, not knowing we were doing syndication. But we would development, we build a house or whatever, and then give back the returns, all handshake deals. I mean, nothing really structured. in the syndication world. So limits in belief I had that I can never buy a multifamily property, or I can never buy a resort in the Caribbean, because I always thought I had to use my money, I had to use my credit, and it would take me years to, save $4 million but I never thought to reach outside of my circle to ask for money or to provide opportunities. Let me go back. I never thought to reach outside of my circle when raising money for little developments and stuff. So I just always thought that wasn't for me. That was just for these wealthy people that are all connected. And so that limits in belief, that kept us back for several years. We knew how to do at our level, but how to get that next level, airplane. Airplane flying over. But to get to the next level, we had to break through the ceiling. And the deal room, Yaden and Jennings, Yaden and I had many conversations about, breaking through the ceiling and stuff. And I knew the numbers, I knew the returns. I knew everything, but I didn't know how to raise money and not use my money, on a broader scale than what we're doing. So that was probably our biggest is we had to use our money and our credit, and that kept us at bay for years.
Awesome. Yeah, love it, man. Love it. So, and I know you've been doing lots of great things in the Caribbean right now, and sort of you are breaking the ceiling, and you are doing a big splash in everything that you do in social media. So that's pretty cool. I think it's a good segue to talk about Caribbean mindset, right? This is your own Facebook group.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. So what made you look into Caribbean?
Well, I have to monitor what my wife watches on TV, because whatever she watches on TV, the next we're buying cows or buying goats or buying a farm or whatever, or we're buying a sailboat to sail around the world or something. So I've got to monitor her television. So anyway, last year, now let me back up. There's always been our dream is to, in the mid-40s, once kids are grown, for us to start looking toward blue water, whether it was the Caribbean or the Keys or just down south somewhere on blue water. But it was always just a dream. We didn't know that it was actually we didn't know that it could actually be something. We thought it was always just a dream. But yeah, again, limiting belief. So anyway, last year she stayed up. I went to bed. She stayed up drinking wine, watched the hotel renovation. What's it called? Some kind of hotel renovation on HGTV or one of the channels. And the next morning, she said, "Hey, this guy's going to be emailing you a hotel in St. Croix." What? She said, "Oh yeah, I watched that show last night, and I put it out in Facebook world. We're looking for a boutique hotel." I said, "Okay, we're not afraid of anything, so let's look at it." So anyway, the guy sent it to me. We thought he was fake. How these a lot of people just. We did a little research. Couldn't find out he was actually real. It was a real deal. We ended up getting that property all under contract. We went and visited the island. I fell in love with it. That property that fell through, but the very next day, we couldn't get financing. I called the guys. I said, hey, well, I actually messaged them with a group text. I said, hey, let's shake hands, walk away. I don't want to hold you guys up. And let's just, because, I mean, we're pretty good friends. So we're friends now. We didn't even know each other prior to that. But they talked about this other resort in this process. So the very next, they called me and said, hey, remember that resort that we're telling you about? Well, it's available. So the fast forward now, the 6 months later, we're closing in 12 days. 51 cottages on the water. Yeah, very excited. So that's how that all came about.
Awesome.
And we live on the water here. As you know, we like offshore fish and like look at boating and stuff. And now, since that has become our brand, if you will, I'll like to talk about that at some point, but we have a lot of the Caribbean opportunities now. We've done a lot of research in the Bahamas, Belize, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and we have contacts now in all those locations. And we're looking at developing a 25-acre island in Belize. We're looking at developing the 14-lot luxury homes in the Eleuthera, Bahamas. We're looking at a hotel in Eleuthera also. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it all come from a glass of wine and HGTV.
Nice. So it seems like you need to have a dream, you need to have a wine, you need to have a TV, and you need to take action.
Remove all limiting belief, and you can go after it. Where
So wine can do that, right?
yeah. Why can do that? We're actually out. I'm not sure when you're going to air this, but we're having our webinar tonight to start raising money for that resort.
I'll be on that webinar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's incredible. So you're going after your dreams, guys. This is unbelievable. This is good stuff. And I do want to ask you, like, what's driving you? Like, what is your why? What's behind everything all your actions?
Well, several reasons. Number one, obviously we want to leave a legacy for our kids. You want them to not have to work as hard as we had to. We're not getting younger, so we want to invest in our lifestyle. I mean, we've always, when you come to this, that's who we are. We're boaters, we're fishermen, anything Caribbean, anything saltwater related, that's who we are. So we're investing in opportunities in our lifestyle that we can enjoy and get returns and bring investors in. They can enjoy their investments. We give away the free weeks for investment tiers. So we've structured it pretty well. I think we have a lot of traction with the investors in the Caribbean. So I think everybody kind of has the same dream. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people have the same dream. But they're, again, a Caribbean mindset. It's a mindset thing. And it's once you get the mindset, again, Caribbean mindset, you see the big picture. You can make a lot of money in the Caribbean, and enjoy it. And rather than we have apartment buildings, and I don't want to go stay in those apartments. I don't want to go stay in the mobile home park. I want to go to the hotel, and so that's the
Nice.
two whys, for our kids, and then to enjoy their lifestyle while making money doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think one of the things that you mentioned is so important is invest in opportunities that mirror your lifestyle, right? So it seems like if you do that, you're enjoying things more, right? You're doing things and you're not considering this even work, and it's just making you more happier, right? So
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was Stephanie was trying to tell me something. I'll listen to you and say I missed half of that. But yeah, you're actually absolutely right. I mean, your lifestyle, man. If you can invest and actually live your lifestyle. I mean, if it's not work when you enjoy it, right? Yeah, that's why
absolutely.
the coaching program we just started. The first call last night. Man, I had a blast. I mean, that was a good time. I mean, we had good response like right away, and we had, I think, 8 people on last night, and we lived 25 people. So, but last night we had a great time. But it's not work. You enjoy it. So, absolutely.
Excellent. That's amazing. Hey, so
You got a lot of editing to do, buddy. I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's okay, man. That's not going to be me. I don't have a company to do that. So that's awesome. So one question that comes to mind is for people who want to take their first step towards building their lives on their own terms, what would you suggest? Like, what would be your one suggestion to these people?
To think big. Yeah, don't limit yourself. That's number one. Number two is you need to get around other people that are doing what you're doing. You're not going to the old saying, show me your closest 5 friends, and I'll show you your future. I just so if they're not where you want to be, you need to get around the people that are. And the whole saying, get in the room. I strongly believe that. Like last night in the coaching group, we had some people in there that are just getting started, and they're getting in the room.
I couldn't agree more. I love what you added. Think big, right? And get in a room with the same people. So I think that's a great tip. So guys, if whoever is listening to us right now, these two things can change your life. And I'm not just saying that. Jimmy and Stephanie are the life examples of it. They started thinking big, besides actually drinking wine and watching TV, right? And they got in the same room with people that have already done that, or also they were also thinking big. So I think it's super important. Try to follow these 2 simple steps, right? Think big and get in the same room with people who have already done what you are trying to do or are in the way of doing those things. So Jimmy, I think this is a great tip. Thank you.
I got one other thing also. You got to find you a Stephanie.
Yeah.
You can't have this one, but it's got 5. But I mean, but their home life, your home, if your home's not right, if your home's not solid, your business is going to be shaky. If your life is shaky, your business is going to be shaky. So get your stuff in order first. You cannot be successful if you're home and arguing with your spouse all the time, or you're in debt to your eyeballs. You have to get the home life squared away, and then think big and get around it. But the home life, I think, is a big. You're probably your number one. That's even before thinking big and getting in the room. Is you gotta have a solid home life. I strongly believe that, and organized. You can't have. You get organized. Yeah, at home.
I love it. I even wrote it down just for my own good. If your home is not solid, your business will be shaky. I think this is gold. This is gold. Thank you for that.
I just come up with.
And I have. Hey, that's sometimes this is what it takes. Recording a podcast with someone, and you're coming up with ideas on the fly. And don't forget a glass of wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any educational resource that you can recommend to our listeners and viewers that changed your life?
Well, there's a lot that I watched hours of a YouTube university. YouTube has got you can learn a brain surgery from YouTube. If you want to look up what syndication means and how it works, get on YouTube and you can find 1,000 different videos, and they explain it different ways. Some are simplified and some is more. And you'll learn all you can, but I'm going to say one that in particular is Grant Cardone. I watched every video that he has, I think, and his thinking big, and I honestly think that's where, a lot of the limiting belief. Before I joined the deal room, that's where a lot of the thinking big come from, because he has a saying, it's not about the money, it's about to see what he's capable of. I believe that. I mean, we make good money, but I mean, fun resort in the Caribbean, so what else can we do? We enjoy it. So anyway, Grant Cardone will help you get past the mindset. His book, 10X, I love it. The other book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. There's a lot of books, but I think Grant Cardone, from a mindset point, I think that I model my mindset, kind of behind his big thinking. He's but his wife is a solid marriage. So it appears, but he's a big proponent for, have a solid home also. There's a lot of good books. Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, obviously. We read all those. Flip the Script is Stephanie's favorite book. She read it about 4 or 5 times. I think she uses that on me all the time. It's the But the other thing, go back to the last question you asked, is to get in the room. Because the other people do is going to be your education, basically your live education, rather than just watching a video.
Love it. Another question that comes to mind that I wanted to ask you was, what was the one question that you always wanted to be asked when you talk to people or people who interviewed you but never did?
I can't come up with that question. I can't answer that, but I can tell you that one question that the lady asked me one time. She said, what was the most impactful being in business or just, I can't remember how she worded it, but in your life, what was the most impactful, that had the most impact on you, I guess is the, or I can't remember. But my answer was when we're self-employed, we had the 65, the 70 employees, that we provided a job and income for 65, 70 families. And that means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to, and hell, this was during 2007, 8, 9, 10, during the recession. As a matter of fact, 2008, 9, and 10 was our probably best years ever in business, was the recession.
Mm-hmm.
And so to answer your question is, we provided good jobs for the 70 people that was able to provide for the families, and that was pretty impactful. At the time, did I really go through that? Was that in my head? Probably not. But looking back, it was pretty impactful.
That's amazing. So what's next, Jimmy? What is the next big goal? What is your next big goal and next milestone that you want to achieve?
Oh, well, I want to get that 25-acre island developed. That's that's happening. So that's a goal. But I mean, from a broader, next goal is to get a daughter through college. She's going off this year. She's a freshman. And I mean, really have no big goals. We just want to enjoy life and just whatever comes our way, and take opportunities that comes our way. I mean, we're goal driven, absolutely, but it's per opportunity. Just like this resort. When we started going after it, our goal was to get it closed. So now we're closing it. So I mean, it really is no big plan, no big goal, but just to take advantage of opportunities that come our way. Well, personal goals, we're getting older. Obviously, we want to be healthy. At least we met. I'm a pretty big fella.
I couldn't tell.
You'll see his big head on your screen. But no, I mean, we want to just see our grandkids. So I mean, we'll be healthy and just enjoy what time we got left.
Absolutely. I know what you mean, brother. I know exactly what you mean. That's great, man. I think having big goals, achieving those big goals, having the family around, having the grandkids around, I think that sounds like a dream come true.
Yep.
And I want people to get to know you a little bit more better. So I prepared 4 more questions for you in our fun round.
Fun round.
Just for that. So you ready? You can think fast. Try to answer those questions fast. But here we go. All right. So if we go back to for a second to elementary or middle school years, what did the younger version of Jimmy look like at that time?
Ooh, I was the really thin, really skinny. In the middle school, I had the hair, like the skater hair, where it comes over your eyes, and I got a picture, I think, in my phone. But yeah, I mean, we grew up. We're on the dirt roads of the South Carolina, so we was always hunting and fishing. So I wore camouflage during hunting season, and during fishing, I was always barefoot and a pair of shorts, and just skin and bone. See my ribs, and I had hair back then, dude. That was good. But yeah, I was a little small, little scrawny country boy that lived on dirt roads, man. We got to middle school, I guess you kind of follow the crowd, I guess, and everybody started wearing the hair that way, and I did it, and I look back at my pictures, and think, God, was I faking? But yeah, well, yeah, that was that was me, just camouflage in the winter and just, barefoot and the shorts during the summer.
Awesome. Yeah, would love to take a look. Would love to take a look at that picture.
I'll send it to you.
What's your sounds good. What is your favorite? What's your go-to Halloween costume?
We change every year. We go to Halloween party every year, and it's always different. It's all, but I try to be authentic. I'm not going to wear a cartoon or anything. Like year before last, I was a Macho Man Randy Savage. We bought the wig, and Stephanie was Ronda Rousey. So we was wrestlers for Halloween, and then this past year, I was I don't know if you watch Yellowstone, but I was a Rip. Bought a cowboy hat and the glasses, and Stephanie was a Beth Dutt. So one year we went as Fred Flintstone.
And the kids were also part of it?
No. To our adult, they dress up with their stuff, but no, we go to the adult Halloween parties. We never really dressed up like a family, No, we did Christmas last year. We all wore matching pajamas, and that kind of stuff. But
Right.
no, we always, we want to be authentic and like wear the real clothes. The Fred Flintstone thing was uncomfortable. It was like a big dress, so I wore it about an hour and took it off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Got
yeah,
it.
that's it.
Sounds good. Hey, one more question for you. If in 100 years science fails to save us and all that is left a book about your life, what would the title be and what would the blurb tell us about Jimmy Thorpe?
Oh, Lordy. Probably, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Awesome. Wow.
Take advantage of your opportunities, and why not? You live one time, so when your number's called, you can't go back and change anything. So, but why not?
Love it. Why not? Simple, beautiful, to the point. Love it. Thank you for coming to our show. It was a pleasure having you, my friend. If people want to connect with you, right? If they want to learn more about Caribbean mindset, if they want to learn more about fishing, or they want to learn more about channels that you guys watch on the HGTV, or what kind of wine do you guys drink, how can they connect with you?
Well, that was actually going to be the billboard question. The one thing would be just our phone numbers and what can we help you with? And just leave it at that. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, what'd you ask me again? How can they connect with us? I'm sorry. I was going back to the billboard. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Let's ask a question. Okay. Let's ask a question. So, if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it be and why?
We'd put our phone numbers on there, Stephanie and my phone numbers, and just say, what can we help you with? And that's it. And
awesome.
No matter what it is, if people need help in all aspects of life, so whatever we can help with.
That's beautiful. And then, so how can people connect with you?
There are several ways. My phone number, 843-560-8487, or email, or Caribbean Mindset, the Facebook group. Yeah, my Facebook, Jimmy Thorpe on Facebook. Which I got two of them because I can't figure out how to log into the other one. But the one that's got the most friends. I think the other one had 200. But yeah, I can, give all the information, put it in the show notes or something, or however you want to do that. But with phone number, email, Facebook.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to put that in our show notes. So guys, if you want to connect with Jimmy and Stephanie, if you have any questions whatsoever, we're going to put their phone numbers, we're going to put their Facebook group and some other methods that you can use to get in touch with them. Jimmy and Stephanie, it was a pleasure having you on our show. I wish you good luck with all the things that you guys do, and I'm sure we'll be connecting offline as well. And I'll be excited to join the webinar that you guys are going to be having today, right?
Yep. Tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you for coming. Absolutely. It was a pleasure. All right. Talk soon.
We hope that today's episode has inspired you to take action towards building the life you've always wanted. Don't forget to leave us a review, share, and subscribe to our podcast for more empowering stories, actionable insights, and motivation to help you make the shift towards your own dreams. Thanks again for listening to The Shift.